What's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
Oh, keeping it real.
Yeah.
How you been?
I've been good. I've been relaxing, getting done with a lot of projects. So that's been nice.
That's good because you just quit your job.
Yes.
And so
my job.
Like a bunch of projects you've had on the back burner, like.
No, just like a bunch of. I was like kind of doing simultaneously. It took on a bunch of like different projects sort of all at once, and then they all just kind of cycled down where they're all done now. And
nice.
I don't have a job, so I have a lot of like time. I went from like having like every free minute full of shit to like having a lot of time.
Was your job? You were a woodworker. Was
Yeah.
it like really demanding outside of like a 9 to 5?
No,
range?
not at all.
Okay.
But it's like you can't do anything when you're at work. So there's no like doing emails or writing or anything like that because you're just like actively doing something.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, at my old job, it's like if I had like a few hours, I could kind of noodle or like do different stuff in that space. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or like pay bills or do anything. It's kind of like you're just
you can't even
doing
like,
a table saw. You know?
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you literally you could chop your fingers off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Are your projects comedy related or are they woodwork? Like you're not doing woodworking projects on the side.
No.
You're doing like comedy stuff.
Yeah, creative projects.
Hell yeah! Like fucking club video.
Club video.
Which is
that's
awesome.
a big one.
Whitley hosts a submission-based sketch show. How would you describe it? Actually,
I would describe it as a experimental comedy video festival.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's this last one. Is that like a is that a woodworking shop?
Yeah,
where they move all the stuff.
It's a woodworking shop. Yeah, so kind of a big garage, big hangar. My friend James, who I met at my old job, runs that business.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. He started his own
with
place.
Two partners. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you leaving the woodworking game entirely, or are you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it. It was not like my first passion, and it's very like physically demanding, and then also like doesn't give you can't like cross work on creative stuff. So I just needed to have something where I could put more. I like took a 2-week staycation and realized I was like still had like multiple full days of work I was doing. So I just need something that is more. Gives me more time or is more compatible with like doing creative stuff.
I feel like I've seen you do a lot of tweets that are like you're mad at places requiring cover letters or just kind of making fun of the vibe of different places.
Yeah, that's been recent because I've just been job hunting for the last few days.
What's your skill set outside of woodwork?
So I do a lot of graphic design stuff, video production, event production.
Get you hired based off
art direction stuff. So anything that's kind of like designing images or writing or is that kind of thing.
Did you do like the club video logos and the graphics and stuff?
I did the posters and Micah does all the and I did the like ass promo video, but Micah does the like anime ones.
That kept popping up in like either my Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't watch it because when I first would see it every time, I kept being in like a public space.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, there's just like somebody's butt, and I would scroll past it as fast as I could.
Yeah.
And then like finally when I got home, I was like, oh, that's Whitley.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. I was saying like Micah makes all the cute ads and I make all the scary ones.
Is your butt scary?
So I got that feedback that it's like not. It's more edgy, I guess.
Interesting. The way it was shot is like a little grainy.
Well, it's just
something.
someone writing on someone else's ass and then spanking them, and then like 100 gecs playing, and it's just like not, like, hey, welcome to our show. That'll, you know what I mean? Just a slightly different vibe.
Oh, definitely. But it definitely gives off the like, this is what we're going for in a certain sense. We're looking for experimental weird stuff.
Yeah,
which
definitely.
Is cool.
Yeah.
I haven't submitted yet, but I'd love to.
Yeah, you should.
I should, yeah.
It's a fun time. Everyone's very supportive. And I think that's what's really good about it. It's just a very good community of people who are excited to see each other's work.
Yes. Yeah. I caught the second half, and it did seem like when people when it would just say somebody's name, the crowd would be like, yeah. Like even before it showed their sketch, people were like, I want to see my homie's video.
Yeah. Well, it's cool too because now it's the 5th one, and so we've had like people return, but it's like people have met each other you know what I mean? All these different filmmakers, me and Micah kind of have like met each other and are following each other and like collaborating with each other.
Have they gotten better? Is the quality?
Yeah, the quality, I think I really like. I think it's incredible. And I think what it is that people want to impress each other. So a big thing about club video is that it's like non-hierarchical, and we try to curate a group of people, some people who've made videos a lot and some people who've never made a video before, and the idea being that it's not about there being a best video, it's truly just people making things. And I think that brings a really good like spirit to everything, because no one's in competition with anyone else. Everyone's just very excited to see what everyone else came up with.
That's lovely.
Yeah, and then when people do stuff great, it like inspires other people. Like, man, I really gotta like bring it next time and do something interesting. So it's really cool in that way.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I say that a lot about like stand up. It's like people view it as a competition, and parts of it like have like it aesthetically is in some ways. But it's a zero-sum game. Like if you do well, I could also do well.
Right.
It's not like you do well and then I do poorly.
There can only be one.
We can be excited about each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean.
I think especially.
I'll take my sweater off.
Oh yeah. I think especially in environments too, where you recognize that like everyone has a different perspective. Like when everyone's trying to kind of do the same thing, I'm sure it becomes more like that. But it's like I feel like a lot of the people I know, they are so unique from each other that it would be nonsensical to even try to like compare. Like it's so clearly everyone's on their different thing.
Well, people are doing like, I don't know, like somebody's doing a story that's like a really heartfelt thing, and then somebody else does like a really weird character where they're from like outer space, and it's like it'd be wild to try to be like this one's I agree, totally agree. And the sketch is like it's a kind of like because you can go more genre with it, maybe, just because you have
so much more to work with stuff. Video. Like, and I always think of it too as like the stuff that we try to curate for is more cinematic than it is like web video. And I think what it's nice about that is you can really get deep in a world pretty fast, just with like art direction and very small things. With cinema, that you would have to take so much more time to build out doing stand up.
I totally agree.
You could just start as like, I'm a tomato, and that's understood. You don't have to kind of build that out with improv or a voice or anything, you know.
I mean, I this is a brain slug. I'll show the camera that.
Yeah.
I did that video with William Banks a little bit ago where we did 2 brain slugs, and it's cool to like rewatch it and be like, oh, it's fully just like this world suddenly where like brain slugs are real. There's an actual like being.
Yeah.
And like I've tried to do brain slug material on stage. And like because it doesn't have that same visual element of me being actively controlled by an object, the crowd, I kind of have to like catch people up and be like, there's a slug inside of my skull that's controlling me, and that would be an issue in these ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like very tricky.
It's like the picture's worth 1,000 words, but also like the audio design and people's like innate sense of genre.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They can very quickly.
People's innate sense of genre is worth like 200 and so words.
$1 million. Yeah. Oh yeah. What 1 million words?
People's innate sense of genre. That's a very cool concept.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like everyone is like. You talked, or you sent me that cool thing about the language of video games, but the language of cinema, same thing, of just like people have all of these pre-understandings about like, you know, tropes.
Did you watch that video?
Should work. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get to finish it, which is why I didn't comment back.
No worries. Yeah.
I got a sense of it. Like, yeah.
It sends somebody like a 20-minute video, and it's like, that's a shot in the dark. It doesn't matter if they watch it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was that thing of like you have this innate sense of what you're looking for already that like helps bring you through it.
Yes, in a video game, and like I know, just kind of parroting just for the audience a little bit. One of the ideas is like I know to try to double jump, which like if you've never played a video game before, you might not think like, oh, my character can probably jump again midair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm wondering what elements of that. Like kind of what we're saying. What are those in stand-up or in like sketch? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think there's a lot.
Take the mic out of the stand.
Take the mic out of the stand. But also, I feel like there's a lot. I feel like, I mean, I can't say, but it always bugs me. I don't know if this counts as gossip. It's not because it's so bland, but
it can be.
It bugs me. I don't like hearing people do stuff about comedy, the mechanics of comedy. And I feel like that's almost become kind of a thing of like a distancing thing by like talking about what we're doing, which is comedy, You know what I mean?
You mean on stage, or do you mean
on stage?
I don't mean currently, because that's what we're doing currently.
No.
Oh
on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what else did I like want to work on, or like, the punchline, or
anything that peels back the curtain.
Yeah.
And we can see Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz.
Not Dr. Oz, Mr. Oz, the wizard.
There should be a title for wizards.
Yeah.
Like WZ.
Yeah.
WZ period Oz.
Yeah. Wiz Oz. Or other.
WZ of Waverly Place.
I mean, an instrument.
Oh, sure.
The innate genre of comedy. I know what I'm looking for, and I'm looking for the punchlines at the end of like phrases and stuff. Probably anxious guy.
Punchline should come at the end. That's something that only seasoned professionals know, is that the punchline comes
genres. Nervous guy.
Oh, is that like you mean character like tropes?
Yeah, like nebbish, neurotic guy.
Whitley hates when people are Jewish on stage.
No.
Whitley hates when people are screaming nebbish Jews.
No.
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Then the big loud guy.
Yeah.
Woman.
One of my least favorite genres.
I know, my least favorite genres too.
Can I tell you a joke?
Yeah.
It's like when women talk about their period on stage, it's like, what is that? Is that real?
That's funny. I like that.
That's something I'm working on.
I like that. I did something.
It's making fun of those tropes.
Right.
Yeah.
I did a tweet one time that was like, "There's blood coming out of my vagina. Anyone know what that's about?"
Yeah, very simple.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What did you say? Other.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's definitely like where those are like character pattern tropes
within stand-up.
Like larger genres of like I mean the kind of like two camps recently have been like Manhattan versus Brooklyn.
Sure.
Just purely means like mainstream versus alt. But it's like it'd be crazy to characterize like music as like mainstream versus alt.
Indie rock.
True. Actually, I guess they do literally do that. Yeah.
Alternative rock.
Wow, you know what? I'm so dumb. There's rock and roll, and then there's weird rock and roll.
Yeah, alternative hip hop. You know.
Wow, I didn't even.
Yeah.
Well, alternative means something different in those spaces, though. Alternative specifically means.
You think?
I think so. I think I think alt comedy is very different than alt rock in a flavor sense, like
well, yeah, culturally, you mean like the type of person. But do you think that was true? I mean, I think that's true in what's like been crystallized as alt rock, but I think originally probably alt rock was a similar subset of people.
I think so. I think indie rock feels more accurate, feels more closer to.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time there's a new alternative rock genre, they just go, this is that, like hyper pop.
Like talking about like Mudvayne is like alt rock, or Puddle of Mud.
Not familiar.
She fucking hates me.
Oh sure, it's kind of like emo is like within the
vein. I always think of that as like cock rock, like yeah, just what's that one where it's like she's a bit. Crazy bitch, but she fucks so good I'm on top of it when I'm down. Do you think that's
I have no idea what that is.
You don't know that song?
Not off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I was a little too mainstream.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but just like it's like all like it's guys in like tight t-shirts with like Boot Trader Co on it and like a leather bracelet and then like kind of longish hair and like boot cut jeans and big belt buckles playing rock, like playing.
Yeah, I'm imagining like if
Nickelback,
is that?
Yeah, kind of Nickelback. Kinda
like were they alt rock? Yeah.
They were. Yeah, I would say the type of alt rock you're describing, like they're the more poppy version of that.
I feel okay. Yeah, it does feel like
like if you took rap rock and took away the rap, that rock.
Yeah, kind of. Part of now what I'm thinking is like, there's always like some new subculture thing, and then it becomes the like sometimes it doesn't always become the dominant, but like sometimes it becomes the dominant, like hip hop, for example.
Sure.
And it's like hip hop is no longer an alternative sound or a underground or indie sound, and someone was saying that kind of happened recently with comedy as well. Like alt comedy as the alternative, like is the dominant. Like everything that's getting made on Adult Swim for or any of the major networks would be considered not Manhattan style club stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd say that happened like cross-culturally, like music. I feel like this is the same way. You had this like Lady Gaga moment where suddenly all the pop music went really dark and kind of art house. Like you had Beyonce's like Lemonade, you had Yeezus, Nicki Minaj started doing scary stuff, Katy Perry, even some of the Miley Cyrus stuff. Like it felt like everything got kind of like dark and edgy and like weird.
That's interesting. Do you think alt comedy is dark and edgy and weird? And it can be. It gets a subset.
I think aesthetically scarier, truly more wholesome, mainstream comedy, aesthetically more normal, truly more dystopian.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like doing men versus women material.
Yes.
It does feel like very like this is what reality is, but it's like that's like.
Well, I think
but it's like a horrifying,
reality, insane
like
reality,
forced upon,
like very narrow cult-like sense of being,
a domination.
Yeah, well, I think like some comedy really functions is to just reinforce ideology. You know what I mean? Like if we say this enough and we say it, and like also you say it in a catchy way, then people treat it like it's like this unavoidable fact, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do a lot of that, but for only the ideologies that like really benefit me.
Right. Okay. Like, what are you doing?
Like women are dumb as hell.
Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Good one.
Men.
Just get 50 people out of the way with that one.
Yeah. But I mean, but in reality, what I've been like trying to do is like, I mean, I don't know how much I'm focused on changing ideologies, but I agree with you what people are doing. They're like, this is the way the world is supposed to be. Yeah. And like, they're like saying it like that even. Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck? I mean,
we all know that people like this are like this and people like this are like this.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Do you ever notice that every bisexual is XYZ? And it's like, I don't think
I didn't before, but I guess I do now.
I guess that's a belief
I guess that's a thing people say since you're saying that.
But so we get to choose to solidify certain stereotypes with comedy. Yeah. And so I'm going to do that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's like, white people are like this.
White people can't dance or make food. Yeah. Aren't we doing something important by saying that? Certainly not a joke they've heard 1,000,000 times and feel totally comfortable listening to instead of pointing out actual bad things.
What's
you know what I mean?
What's an actual bad thing about white people?
We live in a society that demands that there be a subclass of people serving other people, and the way we've made that work is by having those people be people of color that we suggest they have a culture which gives them certain traits that puts them at the bottom. Folks, and that they deserve to serve like in our school. I don't know, New York City, some of the most segregated schools in the country.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
do you ever notice that? Do you ever notice that white people are from a like doing black versus white? Yeah. Do you ever notice that black people are from a statistically worse off school district? Folks, what's that about? Yeah. Like just doing material that's like purely like I don't know.
Like, but no, yeah. Well, I just mean like
I understand.
I don't know. It's just like it doesn't. You like saying white people can't use the right seasonings to me is so like stupid and unimportant and nonsensical and like.
Here's the thought. It's the inverse of the girl boss type thing, where the girl boss is like, yes, women can be CEOs, whereas like taking down the seasoning thing is like, the girl boss is building up in a dumb way. The seasoning thing is attacking in a dumb way. It's like when people try to effeminate. People make fun of Trump for having small hands, for example. Right. It's like that's one that's like an emasculation type thing that's like not relevant to his policies or anything that's like actually negative.
It's not even so much the like actually negative thing. It's not like, I think everyone should be doing super political comedy where they're attacking people. It's more like it feels like a fake form of call out where you're calling out, but you're calling out something so unimportant that the person watching gets to feel like. I feel like it's like white people laugh along to that and get to feel like they're being roasted and get to feel like, oh, I'm watching something where we are bad. We do have no seasoning and we can't dance. And then they feel like they're doing the work of like being self-critical.
You know that you ever watch those Disney like laugh along, sing along like things? It's like the bouncing ball.
Yeah.
It's that, but it's like laugh along, and it's like the captions and the ball is like laugh here and then.
Yeah, and then I also think there's this thing where like white people giving out money to make media will pick people of color who will say those things and not other things to them.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of like this self-selecting. Here is how we will allow ourselves to be criticized. You know what I mean? Like a protest designation zone of these are designated protest zones. These are designated things it's fine to criticize white people for, and it will cause, and you know what I mean? They'll like you for like they'll appreciate it.
Disney approves you to make your white people are silly joke. Like, and when I say Disney, I do literally mean Disney. They own Hulu. Like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, and so if you have a special on Hulu or Peacock or any of these, not that, listen, I'd love to have a stand-up special someday.
I would love to say that white people can't season food on Hulu one day.
But exactly what you're saying. It's like, I kind of made the point previously about the idea of like, Ricky Gervais' Netflix special where he's like, the only thing you can't say these days is what I'm about to say. And it's like, he attacks trans people.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, obviously
you're on TV, dickhole.
For millions of dollars. Yeah. Clearly the actual thing you can't say is point the gun at the money. You can't turn around and go like, the big issue is the way that this system is funded and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This comedy special could have fed several for a year. You know.
True. Yeah.
Or like, I don't know.
What do you think of I think an example is like Bo Burnham does do that. That's part of the joke, which I think is I do like some of his stuff, but do you feel like that kind of thing is a cop out, or what are your thoughts? Taking shots. I don't know.
I don't know what else he does. You know what I mean? Just I don't know what else he does with his time.
Oh,
you know? But if it is just one of those things like I'm pointing out my privilege, I already know. I don't need you to. That doesn't do anything for you to point it out to me. Like if me pointing out my privileges to people and then doing nothing about it wouldn't help anybody either. So, I guess it's good to be aware, but there's stuff you could do different. I don't know what he does. Maybe he's doing a lot of stuff.
True. Yeah. No, I don't know. But it's an interesting thing. Removing Bo Burnham, just jumping to the abstract of. It's funny with comedy where it cannot be political. And it could just be like funny about like bugs and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
I love bugs.
Bugs.
Or whatever you want to talk about.
Whatever else
Fruit.
You might talk about.
whatever the fuck else it is. But it's like, or it can be political. Whereas something like dancing, for example, it would be more. It'd be interesting to see like a ballet dancer turn to the camera and go, like corporations are bad. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I don't know. I think all
dancing in a context.
Acts are political in some sense in how they fit into the rest of society. So you could probably do like political dance, but it would be contextual about like where you're doing the dance or maybe who's dancing together.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think me talking about bugs is a political thing of going like, look, a white boy can just talk about bugs.
Can just talk about
bugs. I am fully aware that that's like, you know what I mean?
You're allowed to do that. Yeah.
Do you do political comedy? Sorry.
No, I don't try to. But I mean,
but it's inherently political.
Some things are inherently. I don't know how. Like, I do stuff about my family being interracial, and I think there's something like inherently political about that.
Oh, for sure.
And I think I do stuff just about. I guess like one thing I think is I try to do when I'm doing stand up is like not do tropes like that. And so like I feel like a lot of the jokes I appreciate other people doing are like trope breaking stuff. And so I think that's political in that same sense of like not allowing the like ideological like understanding people have to continue or like falling into it. So I wouldn't say it's like a political act, but I think it definitely tries to be like politically
for sure.
I mean, I feel like I'm making it sound way too important. I don't know. I guess all I'm saying is like I try not to be a stereotype.
I know what you mean.
On stage, and I think that helps in some way.
I think that's good. I think that we're saying we don't have to make it sound important. It's also I guess important, but I don't know, maybe who gives it
in a casual way. In a casual way of like it's good to not like
do that.
Yeah. And the more people don't do that, will be better.
Yeah. Like I mean there's people who I remember this anecdote's got a couple parts to it, and I'll mush them all together real quick. Here it goes. Just in Philly, I remember seeing people that were brand new, and I remember like there was like a Jewish woman and like an Indian girl, and I don't know why I did that for the
Indian girl, Jewish woman.
I don't know, no idea why I did that. That's not relevant. That's something I'll investigate later. But the point is that like they both leaned into that after, like when I first saw them, they had like really cool, unique voices, but they weren't like polished. And so the act wasn't landing with the crowd, and it was like the one girl was like talking about like her love for like basketball, the Indian woman, the adult woman, and like it was just like really interesting stuff to me, and I was like, oh holy shit, I really hope that she like stays down that path instead, but. Then like I think it's a struggle a lot of people go through. I think she's doing more unique stuff now.
Yeah.
But like people get caught in certain character tropes sometimes, and you see people go like, "It's me. I'm the Jewish girl."
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like I don't. Ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah.
I think that's probably like a very natural thing of like finding your voice at first, or even like I did a lot of stuff about like my family and myself. I feel like now I'm at a point where I'm trying to get away from that, but I think it is like a natural place to go at first, but then you eventually do just want to like, I think in any art form, just be in your own perspective more than like this weird group that you're assigned to.
Yeah.
You know.
You ever heard of the mind-body problem or whatever?
Mind-body dualism?
Or I guess, yeah, that's probably the...
I mean...
Dualism is it's like instead of problem, it's like just situation.
It's just a thing that is.
That's an interesting... Yeah. But it's like... You know, we're both like brains or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like you happen to be in
this one,
that one, and I'm in this one. Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day of just like that's fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Like this is.
You don't even have a slug.
I don't even have a slug.
I've got
a slug up there
several,
helping you. Yeah, several slugs doing the work. That's just like that's also so weird to me about like fashion and stuff. Is like, well, I didn't pick this, so how can I really even like. I don't know, like if you do a little art project, you kind of get to entirely make it aesthetically what you want. But with your body, you're sort of limited by like this weird arbitrary meat bag that you were like assigned.
You know, that's interesting you say that because you change yours a lot. You like you wear wigs and you do different color hair, and you right now I think you have it straightened or
straight,
is that
straight hair.
And it's really interesting. How much like you ever make like a character in a video game and you just swap the hair and suddenly it's like a completely different person.
Yeah.
And it's like even the base template is still the same. It's like if you change the skin, if you change almost any major element, it does feel like suddenly a completely different vibe.
Or even if you see like people in different like your clothes say so much about like, I guess you can really change what people are expecting because everything's like a little uniform.
Oh, for sure.
Everything's like a little sign of like where you are and what you fit in. And it's so weird to me. I think I just really struggle with it because it's like how it just feels so random of like what it all is supposed to mean. Yeah.
It's like why is this like ring in the nose like specifically some sort of like underground punk aesthetic? Like it's like just because like a certain type of people in general have this and the mainstream culture has like even like
earrings are conservative, like normal. It is normal to have metal through this part of your skin, but not this part of your skin.
For women.
Yeah, for women. For men, you don't get none.
Yeah. I've noticed. I'm really. So I got my ears pierced recently, and I feel like I do feel like it's like helped me vibe wise a lot. You know what I mean? Just because like it's an inherent like. Look, I'm not part of the main. Yeah. I'm not inherently part of the dominant culture.
Again, the like innate genre of human.
Yeah.
Just like immediately precognition, like vibe. I think such a good word for it.
That's like before I had the earrings. Like I'm just a white guy with a mustache,
right?
And like I have to prove to people that I'm into bugs or whatever.
Right.
And I assume it's a lot worse for you.
Well,
like in different ways.
Maybe. I guess what I'm thinking, I was just sorry, I got distracted because I was thinking like, I feel like you with a mustache, no earrings, you could be from like Ohio and sell signs. But you mustache with the earrings, it's like, oh, the mustache is like an alternative Brooklyn take mustache. It's not like
it changes the idea.
Yeah. It gives you it like is the second clue to what this is about.
Everything's interconnected.
Yeah. How they play off of each other really changes. Yeah, and like one little detail will really change the vibe of like what the thing is, which is interesting.
It is fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Shit fucking.
You're doing so much like code processing without even realizing it.
I mean, it's like you see somebody and then it's like you can't judge them. I mean, it's hard not to judge them purely based on like appearance. But you can judge them based on like fashion and like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that person is trying very hard to be cool in this certain pattern.
By these values. I think what's so weird about New York too is there's so many different subcultures. I think you really have to know what you want to wear because you cannot like just blend in. You know what I mean? There's so many different people there's people in fucking like capes and spikes and then people in their little like super white sneakers with super white socks and like
there's people in straight up capes.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's funny like ties even are like like the idea that they used to be a cape and then that became the
really?
tie. That's what ties are.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's like the last vestige of the cape is like what they call it.
It's a vestigial cape.
Yeah. And so now it's like, but because like now they symbolize like fanciness, but it's so interesting that it's like this like weird little like
neck noose,
neck thingy majig.
Yeah, and then you guys have to have like, I always think it's weird that like a lot of men can't braid, like have no ability at all to braid.
Really?
Like that seems crazy to me. Yeah, because it seems like such an innate basic skill to me.
I feel like anybody could learn it in 2 seconds too. It's just like
it's
inside,
not hard.
Outside, like it's like.
Yeah, but then the ties are something that is
hard.
like completely foreign to me. Of like that you have so many, and that you have to know how to tie them.
Oh, true. I don't have so many, but I see what you're saying. I have. I had one, and then I got another one recently for my sister's wedding.
It's a weird object to have.
Yeah.
Just this like string that you wear for fancy time.
And it's so fun, and like and then that signals a lot if you're the type of person who wears one every day.
Right.
Then it's like, all right, you not only do you have that type of job, but you decided to have that type of job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a whole life path.
Yeah, especially now. I feel like that's really rare.
Yeah.
To have like a suit job.
Fucking, I saw like some video of people storming like BlackRock. There was like a bunch of like clergymen and stuff like that. Well, if you're wearing the damn Pope's hat, that says a lot about you.
It's also weird to be a person who lives a life where they end up wearing a big bishop's hat a lot. Isn't that you end up wearing a big crazy hat all the time?
It is so funny.
It is crazy.
Somebody who becomes a bishop just for the fashion.
Just for the fits.
Just into the hat. Yeah. The Supreme logo on the Pope hat.
Oh, yeah.
But I was thinking, at the BlackRock place, there are people wearing like vests instead of ties. Which you see that tweet also? Somebody was like, they're wearing vests.
They're wearing vests and all the same color. No, it wasn't me. They're wearing all the same color, like little, soft blue button-ups.
Yeah, I don't even like. Wow, I didn't even clock that because they're all the same. I didn't even like.
It's just all the same. It's like a little uniform, and I'm sure like I have a uniform too that I'm falling into, but it is weird when you just recognize that we all. And I guess it's also partially like we're all buying our stuff from the same places, you know. But It's just weird. We're in our
I don't think
little, like, uniforms.
I don't think we are though. I think it's like I don't have a vest, for example.
No,
You know
but
what I mean? It's
not
like-
that we. I mean, we as in all of humanity. Like we fall into little clusters because
Oh yeah.
most of us are not making our own clothes. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm with the Target people. Where do you buy your clothes?
This is a decade old from Gap.
Okay, so the decade-old Gap guys
Yeah.
are probably a segment of society that have similar things going on.
Yeah, I mean that, for example, is like a, I don't know, like in high school, my parents are like, you need new clothing. We're gonna take you to Gap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
think about the other guys out there who have this same exact model of T-shirt and got it the same time as you.
Yeah.
And just have made a lot of similar choices and still have it.
One of my really close friends still wears like plaid shorts regularly.
Whoa.
And it's like
Just
he's
from like 2007
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
it's just the last time he bought shorts.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, why would I change? It's
Yeah.
like these are great.
These
And he's,
work.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
The kind of
these-
guy that has like a high rule T-shirt and stuff like that.
Yeah. I definitely like relate to that more than people who have like brand new
Oh my
stuff
god.
all the time.
A
That's
brand
kinda
new
crazy.
stuff is gross to me.
Yeah.
Like I assume you've seen a lot of the same like if fast fashion is bad or like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
thought
yeah.
about it even for like a minute.
Fast fashion, but even like I just feel like some people you look at them, they look like too clean. They look like pulled and stretched and like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
They're
know what you mean.
clearly like rich, but in
The
this like
beard is
tasteless
manic-
weird way. Yeah,
Yeah.
super manicured, just like gleaming.
Folks, I'll be gross forever.
Probably gross for.
I'll always look a little unkempt.
Yeah, there's no helping it.
And
I came up with this diagram, this chart.
oh
I
yeah.
wonder if you could just
I
put
love
it on the
diagrams.
screen.
Please, actually, I couldn't do that if you send it to me.
Okay, so basically, it's charting cleanness versus griminess on the Y, and then basicness versus hipsterness on the X. And so you have these little like pockets where I believe everyone is sorted somewhere. It's a good way to like understand people. So like you have your grimy hipsters. So this like the most extreme of that is like a crust punk.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then you have your grimy basics, and that's like Panama City Beach, like Monster Energy drink and tribal tattoo and like,
hell yeah.
you know, mirror sunglasses. And then you have your clean basics, and those are just like, you know, your suburban office worker, like
Pumpkin spice.
khakis and pumpkin spice, Christian girl autumn. And then the clean hipsters are like the Cape people with the geometric haircuts.
Oh,
You know, like Fashion Week
Supreme
types.
fucking-
Supreme.
Supreme's the only brand I can
yeah,
think
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah. Or
I don't know. Like I know
you
what
know
you're
when
talking
someone
about,
has
but I
like
don't know
a
what the other brands are
razor
called.
haircut and they're like goth.
Yeah.
And they have like a million things on, like super edgy but very, very
yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the like I think everyone's sort of in that spectrum, and they're all bad. Just FYI.
The thought is like, the higher you go on clean, the more it feels like a money situation.
Yes.
And like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's literally like it's like rich to poor.
Right.
Is kind of the idea, but
or pretending to be poor,
pretending to
or
be,
pretending to be rich.
Yeah, 'cause you
that's
can go
the
either
thing.
direction,
But
yeah.
I do think it's like is indicating some kind of like wealth or stability too.
Yes.
'Cause I think Grimes and Attitude also have like, I don't know, driving a 4-wheeler and you know what I mean, doing drugs.
Like I'm thinking like the railroad.
Railroad.
They don't
people.
always have the money.
Also
but
like
it's
bike punks.
Oh, true.
You
Are
know,
they
dive
grimy?
bar people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know where they fall. Is that like
I think they're a little more hip.
Mid
The
grime,
Irish
hip.
pub. The Irish pub is more on the basic side,
Hell yeah.
grimy. You know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's a great chart.
I think it's good.
I'll try to. Oh, I was gonna say I'll try to update. If you draw me a version,
Yeah, I can
where
send
you
it.
have
I'll send you a graphic.
Yeah,
and
hell
you
yeah.
can post it
You
up here.
put a bunch of
Where
stuff
do you
on it.
think you would be?
The not all the way at the grimy side, but definitely grimy hipster is
Yeah,
the correct
Your
hemisphere.
quadrant. Yeah.
But not at like the far bottom. But
yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like
Yeah,
somewhere.
in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's where I am. I'm like trying to get more clean. I'm trying to get more clean.
That's what's up.
I was down in this corner a little too far. I want to get out a bit. And you think it's also cool you could do it with like cities. So like I'm from Atlanta, and I'd say Atlanta is a clean, basic city, and it can get a little crimey, but it's definitely like more basic.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Philly was. Philly's tricky to pin down in my head. I'd say in between. It's definitely like. Wow. Fuck.
I think you can't go with like the cool places that you know about, right?
Oh, sure.
The general vibe of the city, of the whole city.
Would be basic and grimy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That makes sense.
Like Eagles fan, kind of like, yeah! You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, GGLES Eagles.
Yeah.
You heard that?
Because I feel like Atlanta, it's like people in like short pink khaki shorts and like little polo button downs eating like shrimp pasta before they like.
No shit.
Yeah.
My mental image of Atlanta is like whatever hip hop has come out of there. So
yeah, I mean, there's definitely that, but I think overall, even like. There's definitely like that element of it, but I would say the majority of people there, and even like that part of it is definitely like people want to look good.
Also, people are people.
I mean?
There's going to be different people in different spots.
I feel like people in Atlanta want to look good, and they want to eat good food, and they want to be like comfortable, and they want to wear bright colors, and that's like the main things.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I was in Richmond recently, and I had like some southern food or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible. I had like a fried chicken and collard green like sandwich.
Okay.
Amazing.
Nice.
I don't know.
That's
but
cool.
anyway, I just
so weird
was
to
thinking
think
about
of that.
the food in the
Being
South.
from Philly, you guys have like more beef.
Yeah, it's a lot of like junk food and stuff like that, and like fucking like pretzels and tomato pie and stuff. Pretzels. There was a pretzel statue near my house. There's a straight up statue of a pretzel.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. Philly, there's like a chain called Philly Pretzel Factory.
I've only been to Philly once, and when I was there, I saw an ad for a McDonald's breakfast sandwich that said, "A tough sandwich for a tough town." I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like, I know in New York, it's always like a busy, like a fresh, hot, something fast for the guy on the go. Like the whole thing about New Yorkers, like you're on the go.
Oh,
and in Philly, it's like you're fucking hard as hell, and you need a McMuffin that's fucking hard as hell. Like,
that is very true. That is absolutely true. Fuck. That was all the ad was. I don't know. That's accurate. Any other example I would give would be the same.
Yeah, just like that's your guys' thing.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's definitely parts of the city where it's like, all right, Rittenhouse is where all the rich people are, and they have like dogs and sweaters and shit, and it's like, all right, that's the clean basic. And then there's parts of the town that are like, Philly's like very neighborhood oriented. I assume, like any, but like you go to one neighborhood, it's like totally different than the other.
Right.
Like any city, I presume. I haven't really been anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think anywhere that it's like pretty dense, and like the Northeast tends to be like that.
That tends to happen.
I don't know, or any dense city, I guess.
Bunch of like-minded people find a spot. I guess.
And are racially forced to live together.
Yeah.
Or by city limits are sort of forced to be
the hipsters
their own kind.
Yeah. All the redlining, but for
redlining
dog people. People who have.
Wouldn't that be crazy? A world where we segregated people by dog.
Yeah.
Then I think honestly that would solve it.
What kind of a
people
dog?
would be more upset by that than like racial segregation.
You seem like a dog person.
I like dogs,
but maybe a different type of dog person than I am. If I had to guess, I would guess.
What kind of dog do you think I like?
A bigger dog.
No,
really? Okay.
I like a tiny little rat dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Love
okay.
A tiny little dog.
Cool.
I had a miniature pinscher growing up.
I was basing that on woodworking, by the way.
Yeah. Miniature pinscher. It looks like a Doberman.
Okay, but tiny. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And I like a little Chihuahua. And I like a little like.
You like a ratty.
Rat tail. Yeah, ratty. Real ratty. Just like a little. And sleek looking.
I like a fluffy mid-sized.
You like a like what? Like a.
I had a cockapoo.
Cockapoo. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Love her to death. She's still alive. She's old as shit.
Nice.
It's kind of sad every time I go home. I'm like, you are going to die.
Yeah.
But it's like her and my grandma. It's like going to visit my little old ladies.
Oh. Yeah. Nice. What's its name?
Butterscotch.
No, nice, very good name.
Yeah. Yep. Too long of a dog name, but it stuck.
Butterscotch.
Because she was like cream colored.
No nicknames.
Nope.
Oh, whoa.
Not.
That's a failure of imagination, maybe on the family's part.
Well, my dad didn't want to do Butterscotch because like the nickname is going to be Butt, and then I was like, or like nobody calls her Butter or anything
or Butters.
or Scotch. So
Scotchy.
nah. It's once you get used to saying Butterscotch really fast, it like comes out.
Butterscotch. Hey,
quick.
Butterscotch. Yeah.
Butterscotch.
Our dog name was Fluke.
Oh, that's a great name.
Yeah. We call it Fluke, Flukester, Fluky.
Was he like a fluke in some way? Was he like a
no,
unique?
there's a movie where a guy dies in a car crash and gets put into the body of a dog. And his name is Fluke, and
nice.
then he gets adopted by his old family, and this new guy comes and becomes his wife's husband and his kid's father, and they're like, "You're so much better than our dead dad because he worked too much," and he's like, "No, take me back," and then he goes back and he's better to his wife and kids.
So you named the dog.
And that's what we named the dog.
That's good. Yeah. I was thinking, dog preference versus is not. I mean, maybe I was gonna say like taste in certain things is not something you can. There's certain taste you can judge and certain taste you can't judge.
You don't think you
just
can
making
judge
it
dog
intense
choice?
Again. I guess you can. I guess what I was trying to say.
Pitbull people.
Okay, true. I guess I was gonna say
Pitbull. So much talk about horse girls, not enough talk about pitbull girls. I will say.
One of my really good friends was like attacked by a pit bull.
Oh.
Like and so just like.
I actually am like kind of afraid of big dogs.
Oh, they're fucked up, dude.
Yeah, like I just had a little dog, and then just like when I get around them, I just get a little bit worried because they're just enormous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just giant animals.
Like they're bred for like literally murdering something.
Right. They're
something.
like pit bulls. They look like bodybuilders. Like they look scary.
There's a house up the block from here.
Yeah.
That has like several pit bulls just behind like a chain fence, and there's like they're like just a bunch of torn up like.
It's like owning
furniture.
Gargoyles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Hold on now.
Yeah.
We're
See
selling
the
pit
appeal.
bulls. Yeah. That's kind of neat. What is like you can't judge people based on like taste in food, for example. Like there's certain innate elements that are hard to judge. Like if someone I don't like tomatoes, for example, based on some sort of innate. But I guess okay.
But there's
I guess
some like spicy food people.
If you're annoying about it.
Yeah.
It's like kind of how you act about it.
Or like.
Or if you judge other people
who
for
really love sweets, I feel like are a type of person. Like sweet tooth people. Do you think? Or like picky,
I don't know. But is that a bad thing though? What's wrong with like getting some candy?
I don't think there's anything wrong.
You're just saying it's a type of person.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
But picky eaters.
Oh, sure.
You know? I don't know.
Well, we're saying that there's types of people, but not that there should be judgment in that space.
No, I don't think there should be judgment in any of these spaces. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, no, I don't think so.
I think there should be some judgment in fashion. I think if you're wearing like really expensive clothes, you should be judged negatively.
Or like something fascist related.
If you're eating some fascist food.
Yeah, if you're
a latte with a swastika art in it.
Yeah. Then I gotta be like, whoa. Trying to think of what. There's gotta be a racist food. Papa John's.
Oh.
No.
True, but that's racist from. It's not like racist because you eat it. It's but like people are racist to you.
If you met a guy that was like, I only get Papa John's pizza, would you be? Would you think that guy is weird?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought you said Popeyes, and then I was like, I thought you were being like talking about like race from a
no Papa John's.
Papa John's. Okay. Yeah, if somebody was like, I only eat Papa John's, that's strange as hell.
Yeah.
However, Papa John's is delicious.
Yeah.
That's
true. Well, separate the art from the art.
I like his fashion choice. His greasy, fake Italian.
Yeah.
Slicked
back
like
a black turtleneck and a red button-up or something. Papa John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite pizza?
My favorite pizza? I like classic pepperoni.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not a big pizza person.
Oh, really?
And so when I have pizza...
That's because you're from Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean...
I don't know if that's...
maybe. I don't know. It is not like the biggest pizza town. I feel like yeah, actually we only have like fast food pizza, or there's like a few. The place I'm from in Atlanta had a lot of like people moving in from like everywhere, and so there was a few like New York style pizza, New York style bagel places, but it was almost like ethnic food. Like they were very specific joints.
It's like a Jewish guy like tossing the It's like the logo.
Well, there's like there's not like Italian neighborhoods there, or like a lot of Jewish like in the same way it's here. It's just a different demographics of people, so it was like more rare.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Philly's got a lot of Jews and a lot of Italians.
Yeah.
Like it has a little Italy. It has it has an Italian market really. But it's like the pizza there is great, and so like growing up, like pizza is just like a fond memory. Nothing but like hell yeah almost every time. You know what I mean? So to hear that opinion, I'm like, well, that's because it's not deeply ingrained in your psyche.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like I like a chicken biscuit.
Oh, sure.
Why is that so hard to get here?
No idea what that is.
You know what I mean? A chicken biscuit?
A chicken on a biscuit? Is that what it is?
Are you fucking with me?
No.
You don't know what a chicken biscuit is?
No idea.
Well, it is what it sounds like.
Chicken on a biscuit?
But like, yeah.
Never had that.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wow, that's weird. That's so weird to me.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Can you get them here somewhere?
Yeah, you can get them a few places. I don't think they're as like cheap or good. You know what I mean? It's like more of a. I feel like almost all Southern food made in New York is done terribly, and that it becomes like crazy expensive and is like overdone.
Oh yeah.
But it's just like fried chicken on a biscuit.
I had some collard greens
for breakfast
in Philly. I bought some and then I burned it horribly, and it was not very good.
Weird.
And so I should
feel
have
like
just kidding.
Does Philly not have like soul food?
I don't know how to cook them right. Philly has. I bet you they did, just not in the neighborhood I lived in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I just think that's like such a great breakfast. It's like savory,
Philly had a lot of
fluffy biscuit. You know what I mean?
I've had biscuits and I've had chicken, but never the twain.
Imagine them together. Or like the on-the-go thing instead of like a bagel, or like.
Oh, cool. If you find a good place around here, if you discover
there is yeah, it's just on the side. There's places that are good, like Brown Butter Cafe has a really, really good chicken biscuit. It's just a little bit fancier than what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
But also you could go like Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is
very good.
Chick-fil-A is very
biscuit.
good.
Yeah.
I don't think. I've had like I usually get their chicken in a like the nuggets or whatever,
or the nuggets.
or the sandwich.
Yeah.
I've had the sandwich too, but never done
Get
the
biscuit. Get the biscuit one day.
Okay, I'll explore my mind.
Yeah. I honestly send me a video because that's crazy.
Do they have Ethiopian food in Atlanta?
Not that much.
That was like in West Philly. It's like a very big population.
Yeah.
And so there's like
I mean,
like a ton
I
of
live
Ethiopian
more outside Atlanta, but at least there's like Southern food, soul food, and then there's a big Korean population outside Atlanta. So there's Korean food, Mexican food. I mean, there's all kinds of people living there, but I would say those are the big ones. Some like Middle Eastern markets and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school? Did you go to school?
College?
Yeah.
University of Georgia.
Where's that at?
It's in Athens, but like an hour and a half away from Atlanta, and it's like just a big, giant SEC public university.
What's SEC's?
Southeastern Conference.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Football stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
gotcha.
know anything about that, but that's like
a big
what
football.
they care about. Yeah.
Fucking so yeah. I mean, it's like I'm also from outside of Philly, but then I went to school in Philly, and then I lived there for a while.
Okay.
Did you come here right after school?
Yeah. Basically, I went back to Atlanta for a few months, and then I moved up here.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking. I just came here. It's nice to be here.
Yeah.
Well, how do you like how different has that been? Is that like two worlds?
Definitely different lifestyle. Atlanta's very sprawling. You're driving, especially in the suburbs. It's not like a dense city. I think it's much more laid back. I think it's like a lot more. It has much less like alternative culture. I read something once where it's like it has the least amount of people who identify as like creative of like a major city.
Oh no, that's sad.
Yeah, it's like a lot of middle management stuff, and like there's the music, but it's just also a lot less populated, so there's less people doing everything.
How much do you think that is, like, symptom versus cause type thing, where it's like, if you have like a very driving focused city where it's not like, I mean, just like the classic thing of like mixed use walkable cities and the energy of like a central space and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think
like,
that is it. It's just like you can't like party hop in the same way, and because even if it's like, oh, I'm not driving, it's still like you have to drive. Your house is 40 minutes away. You know, they're like the metro area. Obviously, there's people who live in Atlanta. I can't speak for them, but like a lot of people, like you're just driving a lot, and you're not near the people that are interested in what you're interested in. You're not gonna like. There's not like a neighborhood in that way where it's like there are like artsier neighborhoods and stuff, but I don't know. I just think it's not as like easy.
You're not meeting up with other
like-minded creatives all the time. Yeah.
Whereas we're constantly like just like bah, 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 like new ideas from other folks and like have you heard of this or check this thing out.
Yeah. And that this is just like the epicenter of where people like go to do stuff too. It's like the big museums and big venues, and all the bands are coming through here, and like you know. Were
you in the comedy scene down there at all?
Not at all.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Really?
Well, I mean, just because you were far from it. I imagine if you lived in the city.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I lived out like outside of Philly, I would not have been in the comedy scene. Driving in, that would have been really like. But because I lived in the city, I could like walk to an open mic.
Right. Definitely, it's like much less barrier to like going out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit. Fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Started doing
fascinating.
Yeah.
We ended on small talk.
Hey.
We opened with all the deep stuff, and then and towards the end I was like, by the way, where you from?
Lost steam.
Yeah. Well, I think it was also like I just didn't know that stuff like about you, and it's like kind of like it fills in people's backgrounds. You know what I mean?
It's so interesting to think you're walking around and no one knows what you don't really always have a gauge of what people know about you. You know, especially like I don't know doing like comedy or whatever other people's activities are, like, oh, I see these people like all the time and we hang out and I know what's going on with them, but you don't really know their like life story.
No, for sure. I know you do woodworking, like, or no, I know you have done it for a while. I don't know any of the intricacies of that. No clue what you do on what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know,
I didn't even know if you had a job. I'd never thought about it in my life.
Existing.
You're just existing.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
At the mics, you're always there. I come, you're there. Yeah.
That's where I live. Yeah.
Yeah,
you live. I spawn.
Yeah, everyone has individual lives. Just living them.
That sucks.
It's crazy.
It's like, how we doing? We got 2 minutes left. We can close on some interesting thoughts about the fact that everybody's unique and different. Everybody's unique and different. It is weird. And then like somebody will tell you a new detail and you'll be like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're from
You're from where?
You're from SoCal?
You were married? Like,
yeah.
You have 10 siblings? Like you know, all kinds of stuff. Just like
I'm sure there's facts about you that I'll never know that are fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'm like actively asking you. I'm talking to you on a podcast.
Well, also,
I'm
you
like,
can't even really know what's interesting about yourself because you're just like, oh, isn't this everyone's dad? Isn't this everyone's school experience? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would never come up. They're like, oh, we didn't do that at all. The fact that you haven't eaten a chicken biscuit is like psychotic to me.
I met a girl recently.
Reality breaking.
Dude, I met a girl who never had a bagel recently. She was from Germany. They got rid of all the Jews.
Yeah.
But like she like literally had never had a bagel, and I was like, what? I thought that was like a global food.
How is that possible?
Just a circle of bread.
Natural.
Just a bread circle, you know?
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's just like where do the ideas end? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like geographically.
Right. Yeah. Where this stops being a thing.
I remember fucking like. Do you ever like go to like another country, like you go to Canada or you go to like I remember, and it's like this Canadian flags, and I was like, oh shit,
what the fuck?
They like have a different whole thing.
I remember
the whole thing is different.
I went to a partner's house when we were dating, and his family was Jewish, And we went around Christmas time and went over there. And I remember going over there and being like,
sorry,
you guys don't do Christmas at all? Like, at all? Like, at all? Like, I couldn't. I was just like, oh.
How old are you?
I was like 26. Like, it just I'd never fully occurred to me.
That like, not even a little bit.
Not, well,
like,
yeah, everyone I was around was so Christian, and there's
yeah.
Christian stuff everywhere, and there's like they're like Jewish people in Atlanta, but they're not like a huge population, and it just hadn't ever like hit me.
You guys don't even like kind of believe in Santa?
Yeah.
Like,
just like went to the house like, oh, nothing Christmassy. Like, what? Yeah.
That's fascinating. I always remember kind of the inverse. Oh, like my house was always the dark one on the block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody else had like Christmas lights or like the candles that showed Jesus where to land or whatever. I don't know what the fuck those are.
Yeah.
What are those? They show him the way?
There's a lot of people doing different stuff. I don't know about that.
No, you know about the candles in the bags?
No.
Maybe that's like an Italian Catholic thing.
Yeah, maybe they light candles.
There's in where I'm from in Philly, all along the streets, people put candles in brown paper bags, and they said it's to show Jesus the way.
What?
I don't fucking know. I thought you would know. I don't fucking
Santa's
know.
Job.
That's what I was like. What?
Santa's job.
And they're
What? I've never heard of that in my life.
Neither of us have a clue what
this.
It's like because like you're like there's so much stuff I know about you, same about me, and then there's other people.
These other people doing like, their shit.
Whole groups of people just wasting candles in the street. I had no idea what that shit was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google it right after this.
People are devoting their lives to all kinds of things all the time. That's like insane. You
know
what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And folks, we'll talk more about that in part 2.
Oh my gosh, there's more.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, part. Cool.
Yeah, we'll talk. What? Do you have anything to plug?
Club Video. If you follow us at Club Video Show on Instagram, you get updates about submitting to it and also attending it. And besides that, you just follow me at WK Watson. I do a lot of shows and comedy stuff and art stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Check her out. It's very funny. Fucking follow me at Feldfrog. They don't already follow me.
Yeah.
Am I doing shows coming up? I'm doing some shows in Philly, but I'll the 25th and the 26th of October. I'll probably release this on the 24th. So, if you're seeing this after that,
soon. Go
fuck yourself. Doesn't matter. Sorry. Look on my website for shows or whatever. Let's see. Check out the Patreon. It's fun. It's only $4. It's part 2 of everybody's episodes. Bye.